I was going to do an awesome patch 1.2 preview, but unfortunately BioWare have not allowed us to copy our characters across, neither have they given us maximum level characters, so instead here's a UI customization preview. We are on the PTR and we're going to open the interface options menu and get playing with the interface options. So it's the interface editor, and up comes all the interface windows that you can change. There's a few defaults that they provide in the game, and a global scale, and various options to hide the secondary elements such as the space combat stuff that we're not going to want to change now, or make them secondary windows like the inventory movable. So each element on the screen, like the response wheel's got its own little bit. So here I'm going to select my player frame, and that's got various options. So let's have a look at the defaults that get sent. So here the extended quick bar gets you quick bars on the left and the right. It's pretty useful. There's also a retro one which moves everything around to look a bit like World of Warcraft. But having got used to the Star Wars interface, I think I will keep it as it was before 1.2. And the default, which doesn't have the quick bars, is kind of the vanilla. So the best one I find to customize from is the quick bar, extended quick bars, because everyone likes quick bars. So I'm going to grab the player frame and kind of have a play with it. I'm going to make it a bit smaller and move it up close to my character so I can see what's going on. So you can make these really small, really big, change the alpha if you want. You can flip them, so if you can have them on the other side of the screen. You can put the buffs on the bottom instead of the top, and you can show text values for all the various bars you've got, energy bars, health. So to customize this for me, I'm just going to make this slightly smaller. I'm going to have it flipped the normal way, and I'm going to just kind of move it close to my character. And move the holo communicator a bit further down, put the CAS bar a bit further down. Then we're going to do the same with the target frame, make that a bit smaller, kind of move that up so it's close to my character so I can see what's happening without having to move my eyes around the screen too much. Maybe make it slightly transparent just so I can see some of the floor, and the same with the player frame. You've got a target CAS bar which you can move separately, which I'm going to move close by. And then for the focus target, I'm going to put the focus target on top of my target, but usually use this to keep an eye on some mob I want to keep an eye on, so I'm going to make that kind of small. I don't really want to see the details, but I would like to see the health or whatever and what it's casting, but we're going to make that kind of small. And then now there's target of target as well, so I'm going to move the target of target close to the target frame. And as you can see on the screen, pretty much every element can be selected and dragged about, and each element has a set of options. And here's the space combat UI frames, which is secondary because we're not actually doing space combat. One thing I will want to do is move my companion window a little closer so I can see my companion's health. But these space combat windows are getting in the way, so I'm going to click this to hide them, and off they go. And so there's various windows, but I think that's probably going to be it. So I'm going to give it a name and save it, and then we shall turn off the editor and go and kill something, see what happens. As you would expect. So as you can see, we've got the rage bar is now much closer to my character, along with my character's health, so I can see my rage, I can see my health without having to move my eyes around the screen and load, which is going to be excellent. And they're kind of small, so they don't quite get in the way as much as the old ones would have done. So let's go back into the editor and have a look at the global scale. So you can change the global scale of everything, make everything really small or really big. It's up to you. So if you really like a small interface, you can make things teeny tiny and then drag stuff around so you can still see what's going on. But I like things to be the normal size. I'm going to put that back. But you see, if you make a mistake, you can click load and get your old settings back. So I'm still going to put that back, so I still don't like small things. And then we'll save that. Now we'll have a look at some of the windows. So here's, for example, the quick bar. You've got the option to change the number of slots and the number of slots per row, so you can make the bar quite narrow. And you can put some slots on the bottom. You can make it tall, make it vertical, too wide, and many tall if you wanted to. You can get rid of the background so that there's just the actual slots and none of the flippery around it. The response wheel doesn't really have a lot of options on it. Party frames, not really. And so each window has alpha and scale, and then it will have its own various options you can set on that window. As you can see, the map, you can't really do a lot with it. Just flip it. And the quest tracker, you can change the height of that. And again, flip it. Put your quests at the bottom. So that's been a brief look at the patch 1.2 UI customization. Hopefully you've enjoyed it or found it informative. But soon we'll all get to play with 1.2, so roll on patch 1.2.